We are back again to build the ultimate indestructible machine deck with the all-new Machinedramon support from BT11. Digimon fans, welcome back, and today we'll be showcasing once again the Chaosdramon and Machinedramon deck. We received some really good support from BT11 set, mainly being the all-new Machinedramon and Ragnaloardmon, which greatly excels the consistency of this deck. Machinedramon can now reliably build a stack through the traditional way of digivolving and combos very nicely with the original hard playing technique it had. Ragnaloardmon provides the deck a ton of cycling, which helps set up your level 5 cyborg pieces in trash and draws you other helpful powerful cards at the same time and gain memory. We got some new combos to show you guys along with the new approaches of how you could play this deck. But first, let's showcase the deck profile. I'm also super excited to announce a new feature on my channel where I launched my very first ever YouTube membership called the Avault Club. By joining, you will have access to exclusive perks and contents that regular viewers don't have. Perks include the Avault Club membership badge, and the best part is that you'll be able to see members only community posts featuring my first draft deck profiles even before the video comes out. You will see more updates by me for every deck profile released and even updated deck lists and adjustments with all the lists. Your comments and questions will also have priority replies from me. So what are you guys waiting for? Click on the join button right now. Thank you all so much for the support, and I look forward to engaging with you guys. Okay, starting with Digi-Egg cards, we got the 4 copies of Doraemon from BT7. This Digi-Egg line is very good and very interesting for the Machinedramon, which there's a lot of good synergy in between because your turn once per turn, when you add any Digimon sources underneath this Digimon, you get to draw a card, and we'll get to talk about it a bit more in the combos and as I explain and show you all the cards, but 4 copies of this egg is really all you need for the deck. So let's talk about our rookies. The first rookie that synergizes with Doraemon specifically is Doraemon from BT7. This one does have on play searching for yourself an X antibody and Coda, but you really don't use that effect whatsoever in this deck, which is kind of a shame, but sometimes you can search itself, which is kind of funny and interesting. But the real main goal of playing this card is very similar to the effect of Doraemon, because when you do add like a source underneath this Digimon, you get to gain 1 memory to really help you combo off and make more plays, and gives you a lot of value when you do your Machinedramon combos most of the time. For other rookies, Hagurumon is also a very important card of the deck because it lets you on play trash 1 card with Machine or Cyborg and its traits from your hand to draw 2 cards. Cycling, really important. This card you're always going to be hard playing in the early stages of the game, no matter what, so that you can find your pieces and gather more cards. So I got a quick question for you. Do you know if the current Chaosdramon is actually its final form? Well, I'm about to tell you that the current Chaosdramon is still not at its maximum power level just yet. And that is because we'll be getting Chaosdramon X in BT12, which is another level stronger with all the current support that we have. So if you guys want to see me cover that deck and the upgraded version once again on the channel, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell right now to stay tuned. Also give this video a like while you're at it because it really helps, and I greatly appreciate all the support from all of you. So thank you guys so much. Then for more of a rookie flex spot where you guys can choose to decide to add something else, but I'm currently running the 2 copies of Chikurimon, which basically prevents your both players from reducing any play costs. Doesn't really hurt this deck that much at all, if anything, but really good against cross-hard Digicross types of decks, and really good at countering Defexmon as well and such. And yeah, this is the other rookie I decided to go for, but there's other options which I'll show you guys later too. That's it for all of our level 3s. Let's talk about our level 4s. It's very simple. 4 copies of Chaosdramon. Early blocker with 6k is good to stop your opponents from chipping you away, but also it can't attack, which is totally fine. We really also mainly play this card for its inhurtable, because when attacking, you get to trash 1 card with Machine or Cyborg and its traits, Digimon specifically, to draw 2, essentially just like Hagurumon, but you get to repeat it over and over again to really, again, helping you turbo cycle cards that you really need, but also setting up your trash for more additional pieces when you are building your Machinedramon and your Chaosdramons, essentially. And then for our other level 4s, we got 3 copies of Numemon, just a 1-cost Digivolve, really cheap to go on top of the level 3, so we can build our stack quicker, which is the main goal of this card. The other reason why I chose to play this card specifically is because of its cheap 3-cost hard drop. If any cases, any situations that you're breaking, you can just hard slam this guy down and then you can Digivolve it into level 5 next turn, which is always really nice to help you cycle through and play through the bricks. We do play an obscure ratio of rookies and level 4s, so we're not always consistently going to see our stack building pieces specifically, which is I want to play this card. But also I know many players actually prefer playing Tankmon instead because it has a lot more synergy, which I will talk about later on in the other card section. But for now, New Maimon is totally fine for me. If you guys want to run Tankmon, go ahead for that too. That's it for our level 3s and level 4s. Let's talk about our level 5s now, which has a lot to talk about. Really cool stuff. But let's first showcase you guys the newer stuff, where we have the brand new Metal Tyrannomon from BT11. This card is just really good because when Digivolving on play, for each green or black tamer, you get to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of your opponent's suspended Digimon can't unsuspend during the next turn, which is really not very used that often because we mainly play this card for its inheritable. All our level 5s are mainly because of inheritable to build the perfect stack. This one is all turns once per turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon by battle, you get to trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Even better is that the fact that this is all turns effect too. Combos very nicely with the whole new way of your redirection combos with Machinedramon and Chaosdramon and Ragnaloardmon in total. Really powerful and really good card. Some might even play 3 copies of this one, but yeah. Really good card I really like to the edition. Then for the other Metal Tyrannomon, this one is the OG EX1. Really gives you the reboot. Also, when Digivolving, allowing you to search, revealing the top 3 cards of your deck, adding 1 level 6 with Machine to your hand and trash the rest. Pretty decent too. Still comes up every now and then when you do need to Digivolve into this guy here. Comboing together with Metal Tyrannomon, we got the OG Andromon EX1. Very exact same effect as with its when Digivolving, but this one gives the inheritable of blocker, so reboot blocker. Very nice, so that you can really nicely control the board there. Then for Megadramon, we have the BT6 one, treated as red and black at the same time. Really great, but really for its inheritable, it's the extra 2 KDP we want. This one also from EX1. On play, deleting 2 of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less, but also giving you security +1 as long as it has machine as traits. Very powerful for aggressive plays. And then for more control style, we also got this Megadramon from BT9. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon tamers or Digimon with play cost 3 or less. Really good at countering those small tamers that you need to wipe out that your opponent has because of its when attacking of inheritable does exactly the same thing and not once per turn as well, which makes it really good. So that's it for Megadramons. And then we actually have one more Megadramon, which is the Black Megadramon. Simply getting blocker again, exactly the same as Andromon, but no conditions needs to be met specifically for this one, which is why it's also good. And then we have Gigadramon. Got the new BT11 Gigadramon here, and as well the BT6 one. BT11 one has jamming. You can do some cheeky early swings with this guy sometimes, and then it gives you reboot. Really, that's all it's there for. The Gigadramon from BT6, similar to the Megadramon from BT6, also treated as black and red at the same time type of thing. And then this one gives you extra 2000 DP during your opponent's turn, so that you can beef yourself up and be even stronger, so that your opponent makes it difficult for them to swing over your big guys. Then we have Metal Greymon. This one's also arguably one of the really best ones, really good ones. We all know that this guy's usually played in black or gray decks. Digivolving, popping 3k or less when Digivolving is always very nice, but with its inheritable, being able to attack unsuspended Digimon when this Digimon has machine. So yeah, really good stuff. Really great at controlling the board. Great combination alongside with the brand new BT11 Metal Tyrannomon as well. So this one is definitely one of the more priority ones too. More Metal Greymon, another one, this one attacking a player specifically, get to delete opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less, but also gives it the piercing with the inheritable. Piercing's great, so you can, again, lots of value when you're swinging over things. Then moving to the rest of the stuff, we have 2 Volcanomons. Blocker itself does come in clutch and handy sometimes, but mainly again inheritable security +1 for extra damage to security so it can win games faster. And then we have Metal Mamimon from EX1. When Digivolving effect is exactly just like the EX1 Metal Tyranno and the Andro, so they can search for more. Really great. Inheritable when attacking if this Digimon has machine. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5 play costs or less. Great for removing those floodgate rookies, those smaller pieces stuff in general with this card, so very nice addition too. And then we have Cyberdramon from EX3. This one gives extra 2000 DP during all turns while you have a suspended tamer, and combos very nicely with your analog man combos and plays during your opponent's turn to redirect and stuff like that. Once again, beefing up your top end Digimon and your boss Digimon, both Chaosdramon and Machinedramon, to make it stronger so that your opponent has a harder time to try to swing into you. That's it for all of our level 5s. Let's talk about our level 6s now with the brand new Machinedramon first and foremost here. Really cool. Has both on play and when digivolving effect, revealing the top 5 cards of your deck, adding 1 analog man among them to your hand, and you get to add 1 card with Cyborg or Machine as traits to your hand, or you get to place it underneath this Digimon for its Digivolution sources, which is really good. And then it has on deletion. By placing one of your analog mans on play to the bottom of the owner's deck, you may then play 1 Machinedramon from your hand without paying its memory cost. Very efficient effect to help you search more, grab the pieces you need, and this is the one that you always want to be stack building, which I'll show you guys the combos in the later section later. But also with its on deletion and floating capabilities, this is when it combos very nicely along together with the OG Machinedramon, because this one specifically on plays grabs 5 cyborg pieces, red or black, from your trash or hand and gathers it, and you get to gain 1 memory for each. In any time with your BT11 Machinedramon comes in threat during your opponent's turn and they try to remove it, you get to play this guy and even gain that bunch of memory back for free, and gaining that memory can even potentially end your opponent's turn, passing it back to you, is why this combo is just so good with the new Machinedramons together. It also has the Altern's effect that it can't have its DP reduced. We all know with its Altern's protection as well, if it would be deleted, you get to trash 2 level 5 cards in the sources to prevent it from being deleted. And yeah, very nice combo. So you don't really need to play as many of this older Machinedramon now, because the newer one is so much better. And of course, the main boss Digimon of this deck now is really being Chaosdramon here. Chaosdramon digivolves for 1 on top of a Machinedramon, adding more sources when it's on play or when digivolve, placing 3 red or black level 5 cyborgs, and digivolving 1 for everyone that you put as well. And this one has the Altern's protection when it would be deleted or returned to hand or deck, or any type of that type of removal. Just gives that very good protection, which is really strong. And playing 4 copies of this one is what you really want to mainly see from now on with the brand new Machinedramon build, and it's just so much value with this guy. Super powerful, super strong card. That's it for all of our Digimon. Let's talk about our Tamers, where we only run the 4 copies of Analog Man right here, which is brand new addition to the deck. Really great Tamer, which turbos and supplies so much great control. It is a 4-cost tamer, but it unfortunately is not a memory tamer, but it has a start of your main phase effect. By trashing 1 level 5 card with Cyborg and its traits from your hand, you get to gain 1 memory and draw 1 card. And you consistently get to do this turn after turn. You're cycling super fast, and definitely with the synergy with the BT11 Machinedramon, which you guys saw earlier too. And in the opponent's turn, when opponent's Digimon attacks a player, by suspending this tamer, switch the attack target to one of your level 6 Digimon with Machine in its traits. So being able to redirect like that is just so good. Controlling your opponent's board, controlling what they can attack and stopping them and making it difficult for their turn is really what this card is there for. And you definitely want to maximize 4 copies of, because you want to see it as soon as possible. As soon as you can start redirecting, the better you control, and the longer the game prolongs, you're going to get even stronger. And that's basically it with this guy. And then to round off for all of our options, we got the 3 Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. Just really good card, which lets you rush, blitz, and on-play effects with your Machinedramon to finish games, and all it takes for you is to trash 1 card with Cyborg or Machine and its traits from your hand to have all of your level 6 to gain those effects. Great security, bomb, and defense effect as well, because it lets you trash 1 Digimon card with Cyborg or Machine as traits to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost less than or equal to what you trashed. And yeah, comes out very clutch. Definitely saved me a couple games for sure, and even helped me close games. So one option that has both attack and defense capabilities is really crucial. Okay, that's it for the 50 card main deck. Let's show you guys what other cards you guys can be including in this deck generally, just for different matchups and, you know, whatever type of tweaks you want to make to it. Of course, the other Chaosdramon is the Digivolve one. Really nice security bomb generally, but I prefer the other one I'm currently playing. Just it has a better matchup against like Crossheart and stuff like that, which I prefer overall. And then for other Floodgate, you can definitely play Chumon. Chumon is just stopping memory gain, arguably more efficient when it comes to blocking and stopping your opponent's plays, because most decks do gain more memory overall in general anyways, so that's also another option there. Another one is, instead of playing Numemon, you can definitely play Nanimon here. Nanimon is really good with its security effect because at the end of battle you get to play it for free, and it also is a 3-cost drop, but it does cost 2 to Digivolve, so there's the pros and cons compared to the Numemon, so it really comes down to your personal preference. Really great if your opponent tries to chip you down early. This guy immediately comes out, and then afterwards you can Digivolve into level 5 and cycle a bit more cards, which is always nice. But otherwise, I would even argue Tankmon being one of the better ones that most people are currently playing, simply because it is a cyborg, and it being a cyborg has a bit of synergy with your other effects of your cards, especially being Attack of the Mobile Heavy Digimon, because you need to discard a cyborg, but it doesn't need to specifically be a level, so Tankmon does fulfill that requirement and condition, whereas Numemon doesn't. So again, really up to you guys on what your personal preference is. Another really good level 4 is Machinedramon right here. Just for 4 costs, you get to drop it down for 6k blocker, and it gets to unsuspend continuously, which is always really great. And yeah, stopping any rookie rush style strategies or like rushing strategies that your opponent is trying to do to lower the value that they get is what this card is really good at countering. For other tamers, Izzy's still really good. We don't play a memory tamer in this specific deck, but we don't really need it at all times, which is why this deck is very nice. But, you know, if you do want to have a memory tamer, Izzy's definitely the way to go. Being able to actually set up what you could potentially trash, what you potentially draw, benefits this deck quite a lot generally too. And then otherwise, Kazu's another great one because you can gain additional memory as long as their starter main phase you have a cyborg or machine, and then you can also cycle more cards by trashing and drawing when you're attacking or when you're suspending. Along with Kazu is just very nice too. Then for other options, there's quite a lot of options you can actually play in this deck. There's definitely Ultimate Connection. I feel like I really like this card generally because it almost feels like a Hammer Spark. It gives you the cycle that you need just for 1 cost, and it's almost just for free. The only thing I realize is that Analog Man is just a better version of this card because it consistently, turn after turn, gives you that kind of value instead. Although being a 4 cost, but it just continues to be there. And because of a secondary effect, now I feel like Ultimate Connection is played lesser now. If you were to play it or anything, if you really want to squeeze it in, 1 or 2 copies is really all you need. You don't really need any more than that because its security effect sometimes is very nice because it's kind of like a Hammer Spark, giving you that 2 memory. You can actually stop your opponent's turn, which is fantastic, and the cycling is great too. But that's just for discussion there. For removal type of options, there's also still Hyper Infinity Cannon, like being Chaosdramon's signature move is nice so that you can slot more stuff underneath. You can de-digivolve 3 and then pop like a 6k or less just for 6 costs. Is quite value efficient overall, but yeah, really up to you guys too. And then of course then we have Ultimate Flare and DG Dimension, one of the 8 cost removal options. Ultimate Flare, we all know how strong it is, one of the best black removal cards in the entire color. De-digivolving 3, popping 3 costs or less afterwards too, and then DG Dimension can reduce the cost by 1 if you have a black tamer, making it very memory efficient for what it does because it de-digivolves 1 on 3 of your opponent's separate Digimon, and then you get to delete 3 of your opponent's Digimon with 6 play costs or less. So depends on what you really want to counter. If you want to counter big stacks, Ultimate Flare is the way to go. If you want to counter whiteboards, DG Dimension is the other option there. And then of course there's one more Digimon card I would suggest right here, which is Ragnaloardmon, to add it into the deck. It's just super powerful, super strong. If you guys see my live stream that I got pulverized by this combo, then yeah, you guys know how strong it really is, because you often enough build like 2 really big stacks with Machinedramon and Chaosdramon in total, and then you can just easily just DNA, and then you can trash 2 to 3 of your opponent's security, not having to think about it, and then just swing for games to finish them off. And it's just a very, very nice way to help you close games. And yeah, I definitely highly consider trying this one out and playing in my build too, for sure. Alright, that's it for all the cards I want to show you guys. Now let's talk about the combos and how to play this deck, which is really fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys do so as well. But very easy. You're just always going to be hatching your egg, and you're trying to build your stack in the early stages of the game. So of course, ideally, you're going to be digivolving your Dorumon on top. If you can't, and you have to go for another rookie, then go for it sometimes. Ideally, of course, you're going to be Digivolving into your Numemon next. Otherwise, Guardiamon would be your other option. Guardiamon's great because of its inheritable too, but establishing Guardiamon early on the board too is also nice because you can have a blocker sitting there as well. As for the level 5s, it doesn't really matter what you Digivolve onto, because all these level 5 machine cyborg parts, you want them to be in your trash sooner or later, and anyways, ideally pick the one that's 3 costs instead, so you're not paying too much memory to your opponents. But all you're trying to do at the early stages of the game is to be playing Hagurumon so that you can trash and draw, and trashing these pieces, and of course establishing your analog man as soon as possible is the exact same concept right there. Trash these guys from your hand. You don't need them. Draw other pieces that you need, and you want to be finding your level 6 guys and this option card right here, Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon, eventually too. So this is what you're trying to go for. So back again, doesn't really matter what you Digivolve for here into the raising, but once you have this Machinedramon ready, you're ready to go. And always nicely, I like to make sure that I have this Machinedramon as well on hand to synergize greatly as well. So, you know, you just start your turn, you move it up and you Digivolve it into the battle area, into this Machinedramon in particular. And even if you pass your opponent to their memory, it's totally fine. You get to cycle through your top of your deck, finding yourself a level 6, so you can grab yourself Chaosdramon, you can grab yourself this Machinedramon, or you can grab yourself another piece and tuck it underneath if you want to instead. And then of course, if you grab Analog Man, grab it, go ahead and do that too. And because you added something underneath, you get to gain a memory and draw one more card of the Doraemon synergy right here. This is why we played this rookie based package, because it has so much great synergy with these effects alone. And now that your Machinedramon is on board, you don't have to worry about it. You know, like, it has a decent inheritable right here sitting there, and you can just go ahead and just swing as much as you can. And if it ever gets deleted, then it's fine. If your opponent gets rid of it as a threat, you bring out this Machinedramon from your hand, and you want to make sure that you have like 5 pieces to cycle to pick and choose what you really like. And my favorites are definitely Metal Greymon and Metal Tyrannomon, because you can swing over unsuspended stuff and get to trash something. And then let's just say, being the aggressive style, you can do security +1, and of course you want to have the piercing as well, which is really nice. So yeah, by tucking in 5 pieces, you effectively get to play this for free, and then like gaining a bunch of memory back, which is really good, and that's what it's there for. And of course, always don't forget to use your Analog Man when your opponents try to swing against your security, so that you can redirect it and then make it swing into them instead, so that you can just basically take down their Digimon. And if you do, works very nicely with this Metal Tyrannomon right here, because it's all turns that you take down a Digimon with it, they get to trash your security right there. And you kind of want to control the board like that, just like that, like very, very simple and very easy. Now, sometimes you can't be too greedy with this Machinedramon, with both these to run this combo. So since you built the stack, it also sometimes makes sense just to Digivolve this into Chaosdramon for 1 cost if you need to. And by doing so, you get to add more sources underneath by adding like my favorite 3 again, security +1 with like attacking unsuspended and trashing. The next turn, you get to gain the memory back here with Doraemon, and then Doraemon draws you another card, and now you have a really strong Chaosdramon stack right here, which is very, very nice, because this is one of the things that Machinedramon was missing in the early stages before with all this new support. Now that you can build your stack at the same time to build a super strong big boss Digimon instead of just hard playing all the time, this is what makes this deck super strong and super good right now. And then you can just go ahead and swing, and then your Chaosdramon has a lot of protection stuff. When you put something underneath it earlier, you get to de-Digivolve as well and swing over things, and basically do all that kind of control board stuff. And then once your opponent is down to lower security in lethal range, this is when you can play Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon to play another Machinedramon from your hand, or Chaosdramon or whatnot. You're going to be seeing multiple copies of these during the game anyways, so really play whatever you like. Play this guy if you want, and play this guy. If just make sure you have the enough memory to pay for it, and then you can just go for the blitz and finish them off for game as well. Very, very simple and very easy. And yeah, super fun deck to play for sure. Now wrap up for the deck profile today. If you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please give it a like. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, or questions, be sure to share it with everyone in the comments down below. Once again, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell right now if you want to see the Chaosdramon X deck that will be coming in BT12, as well as all the other Digimon videos and content from the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video. This is Avault, signing out.